everyone. So today I am back on here talking about beauty yet again. So right now there's discourse going on about beauty maintenance. In a previous video I talked about the obsession with beauty and upkeeping beauty and anti-aging, but now I wanted to talk about these beauty maintenance services and whether it's truly self-care or simply just a luxury that people are justifying. People now, I think, are really starting to question these beauty maintenance services due to the excessive spending that women are sharing online. I'm gonna get into some statistics that I got from an article later on in this video, but it really does seem like on average women are spending upwards of $1,000 to $2,000 a month on beauty maintenance, which is pretty wild considering that there's a recession approaching. I think people are starting to question, like, are these things even necessary? Are these actual self-care needs, or is it really just a luxury and kind of a misuse of funds? What I find most interesting around the discussion around beauty maintenance and the standard for it and how it's been rising and rising is the pressure coming not from men, but from other women.
I think girls should get their nails and toes done every 2 to 3 weeks. They should always take pride in that. When I see girls with chipped nails,
it's expensive to get a mani-pedi every 2 weeks. It's like at least $100.
Or just take pride in having a clean nothing with a clear polish.
I like just like a bare nail.
Like with nothing on it?
With nothing on it, yeah. You think you need to have polish on your nails?
I think you need to have something, even if clear.
I think there's an idea that, you know, we have to do all these things, like wear makeup, have our hair done, have our nails done to keep up with the high beauty standards set for women by a patriarchal system, which isn't untrue. However, from this patriarchal system, we've now turned this into a woman-on-woman crime where we're telling women, oh, if you're not getting your nails done every 2 weeks, you're dusty. You should be getting your hair done every weekend. You need to do this. You need to do that. You have to have the lashes done and you have to have these kinds of lashes. And it's just a lot. It's really a lot.
Talk about it. I feel like one thing people need to understand, yeah, females will not want to be seen if their nails, lashes and hair is not done. Like, why would you put yourself in the predicament to be seen as a tramp? An ogre, basically a pest of society. I don't get it. Like, being a girl is so expensive. To get your hair, that's £600. Your lashes, that could range from 60 to 100. In the UK, imagine the US now prank. Your nails can range from 30 to 60. They got your toes done, that's like £30. Bro, what the hell? I just feel like girls literally spend 1.5k on maintenance every month, and that's just a prank.
It's really interesting that, you know, we spend a lot of time trying to unpack these patriarchal systems and higher expectations and beauty standards for women, but I've noticed that there are a lot of women online actually telling people what they should do with their bodies, I guess, with their face, with their nails, with their skin. One TikTok that really surprised me was this one lady who said that her female coworker told her that she was disgusted by her bare, unpolished nails, which is just like such a wild thing to me. Because who thinks that way? Like, I've never looked at someone's unpainted nails and been like, ugh. Somebody give me a barf bag. Like, that's just not something that a normal person would notice or care about.
And one of my coworkers at the job actually said that she doesn't like it when people have bare nails and that looking at my nails creeped her out. Like, my clean, natural nails creeped her out. And like for the record, like, I'm all for like people getting whatever beauty treatments they want to get done. Like, I participate in those things. I enjoy having a manicure occasionally. I wear makeup. But it just feels like we're moving the goalposts so rapidly on what is considered like a baseline level of appearance maintenance. Especially when I think about like things that used to be only for like celebrities and rich people, like Botox, are now like, that's something we talk about in like the office lunchroom. And I don't know, like it makes me kind of sad. And I can't help think about like how like tied to capitalism that is also, because there's just like so much money to be made in convincing women that they need to be like doing like all these beauty treatments on like a 2 to 6 week basis just to upkeep themselves.
And it's so interesting that as women, we're kind of like hyper fixating on each other and kind of picking each other apart when it seems like we've been kind of fighting against this for years now. If I wanted to do a very basic surface level psychoanalysis of women who do this, I would just think maybe they feel the pressure themselves, and maybe, I don't know, their mother or other female relatives put that pressure onto them. And so now they're like, oh, well, if I have to do all of these things to be beautiful, then you should have to do it too, you know? Like, why should I have to do it and not anyone else? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if I have to do this, then so should she. And if I'm going to put myself to this standard, I'm going to put other women to the standard. And there have been women on TikTok being like, oh, I'm naturally ugly, so I have to do all these things, which, like, I don't think that's true, but you know.
I'm naturally ugly, so keeping myself together is not easy and it's not cheap. So I want to walk you through what I do and how much it costs.
Some women, I guess, feel that in order to be beautiful, in order to feel beautiful, they have to be done up all the time, head to toe, nails perfectly polished, not one nail unfilled, not one lock of hair out of place, not one eyelash glued on properly. And that's what they need to do in order to be beautiful and socially acceptable. And there is some truth to that. I mean, yes, like as women, we're set to a higher standard or higher expectation to look a certain way to be socially acceptable. But what I think has gone out of hand is what we deem as socially acceptable, because you don't need to spend over $1,000 a month on beauty maintenance to look good or to be socially acceptable. Like, basic hygiene will get you very far. I truly believe that. But I think where a lot of these beauty services and the normalization of overspending on beauty treatments comes from influencing and social media. Now we can see what novelty beauty treatments celebrities get done or what influencers are doing. And so it becomes a trend. And then other influencers and other normal people start partaking in these beauty trends because they're curious, or they maybe deep down think, oh, if I do these treatments, then maybe I'll look like Hailey Bieber, or I'll look like Lori Harvey, or whoever it is. And so we start emulating these influencers and celebrities in pursuit of beauty, and we just end up racking up this insanely high monthly bill for services that are not necessary, honestly. There's an article I read by Refinery29 that talks about this beauty maintenance trend that's going on and the spending of it. And I think the writer did a really good job at explaining like the mentality of the regular social media consumer and their relationship to beauty maintenance. The more I scroll through the aesthetic feeds of uber polished beauty influencers, the more I find myself experiencing beauty FOMO. I would be lying if I said I didn't want to at least sample an expensive pampered princess approach to taking care of my appearance. Whispers, it's what I deserve. Which is so true, especially the it's what I deserve thing, because I think calling these things self-care has made it easier to justify overspending on services, because it's like, oh, well, I'm just taking care of myself. I deserve this. Treat yourself. You know, the treat yourself culture, I think, has gotten a bit much, because as great as it is to treat yourself, and we should, there is an overindulgence that does happen to where, you know, there are consequences to it, because you realize, oh, I can't afford this. Like, I'm not saving money, or suddenly I can't pay my bills because my lash extensions were $250. And it's like, it's not even really treating yourself if you're doing it all the time at a point, you know? And it's like, yes, you do deserve to, you know, treat yourself well, to have nice things, but you also deserve to have a home. And we all know that beauty is social currency. I talked about that in my previous video about beauty and the TikTok culture around beauty. And so I think that's also a way to justify it, is like, oh, well, you know, like I want social mobility, so I'm going to make myself as beautiful as I possibly can because it's an investment in myself, which I do believe is true. But again, I think we're being sold things that aren't entirely necessary, and we're using social currency as a way to justify our overspending on things that we don't need. But I totally get the desire to, you know, take advantage of your beauty, especially as a woman, especially as a Black woman, because I think the expectation for Black women is very high. In order for us to be seen as feminine and beautiful to, you know, society at large, it seems like we have to do a lot more things to keep up, especially when it comes to hair. Like, they said this in the article, which I think is very true, is like, you know, hair isn't even like a beauty maintenance expense. It's just like a regular self-maintenance expense that is, you know, budgeted into the regular budget along with paying your bills and buying food, things like that. And I totally agree, because like our hair takes care, it takes time. And so we want our hair to be done so we feel presentable. And now with the natural hair movement, it is a little different, but even these like Afro hair products are very expensive, and seemingly getting more and more expensive. And so I think, obviously my feed is kind of catered to me, so I tend to see a lot of Black women talking about this beauty maintenance stuff, but the article did address that, is this like a Black beauty trend now? And it's definitely not just exclusive to Black women, but I think we are more likely to invest into our beauty more because it seems like we tend to fight this like uphill battle when it comes to beauty and feeling beautiful and presentable. And a lot of beauty trends come from Black women, like the long nails and like the lashes and stuff. So I think Black women tend to be the biggest consumers of beauty products and services. There's actually a really good TikTok that kind of touches on this, where she talks about the bad wig theory and how there's like a correlation with white men and Black woman with bad wigs, and it's like a symbol of like peacocking, essentially. Like the bad wig is a sign to the white male of like, oh, she cares about her beauty. Even if the wig isn't good, she's putting an effort to make herself look more attractive, which is a signal of someone caring about their physical beauty. To them, it's like, oh, well, she cares about her beauty and taking care of herself. She will continue to do that throughout life, even as she gets older. And there's like a more of a guarantee of beauty upkeep throughout the years and having an attractive partner.
What she found is that women, despite how attractive the opposite sex found them, were rewarded with more pay in the labor market if they invested a lot in their personal grooming. I kid you not, that's the finding. It did not matter whether or not you looked good. What men, consciously or subconsciously, and other women, it is worth saying, rewarded was a woman who demonstrated that she put a lot of effort into how she looks. Men trust a woman that signals through her ostentatious grooming habits that she is likely to conform to traditional gender roles.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Back to the beauty maintenance and the spending of it all, because oh my God, it's so expensive. I got my nails done for the first time in a while a couple weeks ago, and after I paid for it, I was like, oh, that's why I don't get my nails done regularly, because I can't afford this. This is not sustainable. And that's really the thing. Like, it's just not financially sustainable to be keeping up with all these beauty maintenance things. Like, I don't care what any woman on TikTok is telling me to do. I can't afford that. So unless you're going to pay for my nails to get done and the lashes and the whatever, like, I'm not doing it because I have better things to be spending money on, and my time, which is something I will get into in a moment. Like I said, I mean, women are spending up to $1,500 a month on beauty maintenance, which is insane. That's rent. Girl, that is rent. Because as nice as it is to spend money and to treat yourself, like, I literally don't have the money. And most people don't. And then it's like, is it even relaxing? Does it even feel good anymore if I'm spending money on something I know I don't need and will only bring me so much joy and happiness? I mean, I don't really feel like I need to have my nails done to feel beautiful, but that's just my own preference. It's like the return is diminishing because you have to keep it up. It's not like, oh, I got my nails done once this month. It's like every 2 weeks you have to keep up with it. And that's just like not sustainable. And if anything, I just feel like guilty because I'm like, well, I've just spent all this money on getting my nails done. I can't keep up with it anyway, and I spent like an hour getting my nails done when I could have been doing something else, like tending to my business. In the article, the writer says, as I tapped my Weary card to pay for yet another treatment this past month, I wasn't able to shake the feeling that this isn't financially sustainable. I will need to pay for this all again, or else the shiny new version of myself will fade. And so I am trapped in a very expensive cycle. While I can understand how this commitment to booking appointments saves time and effort overall, it certainly did not feel like I saved money. And even as I typed, I just realized I will need another nail infill soon. Which is so true. Like, that's the whole issue, right? Is like, it's a never-ending cycle, and that perfectly polished version of yourself does take effort. Yeah, having appointments booked months in advance, I guess, could be convenient, and having other people do the services for you is more convenient, but there's always like a trade-off, because not every woman pays this much in beauty services. A lot of women do these things at home. They paint their own nails, they learn how to do their own hair, and so that's not an investment of money, but it's an investment of time. And so it just depends which one you're willing to trade off. But as many people know, time is money. And so when I'm sitting in a nail salon, especially as someone who's like an entrepreneur, my time is very valuable. So I would rather be spending my time earning myself money and working on my craft, working on my videos or on my music, than just losing money getting my nails done. At the end of the day, my nails are not that important to me, and it's just not a worthy use of my time or money, honestly. And especially now, the economy's hairline is receding, so we really can't afford to be losing time on tending to our business or losing money. And I'm wondering, like, where are people getting this money from? I get it with the influencers and celebrities, because there's a good chance these people are getting it for free. Like, if you're a beauty influencer, you might get these services for free, or they're being paid to talk about these services. But for the average person, I just don't understand how you could afford this. In the article, it says, in a survey by a beauty booking app, 900 UK hair and beauty salons confirmed women are spending £1,000 or approximately $1,252 a month on treatments, with clients spending $190 to $200 per month on nails, $190 to $380 on hair, and $500 to $600 on aesthetics, and $250 to $300 per month on other beauty treatments. That's a lot of fucking money, especially for things that you have to keep up with. It would be one thing if it was like, oh, you know, I spent $250 on my hair and, you know, I get it done every few months. But every 2 weeks is just like insane to me. There was a really great TikTok that I saw where this girl was talking about the difference between wellness and luxury, and how it seems to be conflated these days, where, you know, oh, well, in order to be hygienic, you need to get your mani-pedi every 2 weeks. And it's like, well, that's not really how hygiene works. Or, you know, people are being like, oh, well, you know, I just use cuticle oil so my nails are clean and healthy. But it's like, well, your nails are like, they don't really need any of that. As long as you're like clipping your nails and getting the dirt out of them, like, you don't have to do a whole lot to your nails. Basic self-care, like actual self-care and hygiene, will solve that problem for you. And what I mean by that is like having a good diet, drinking enough water, sleeping enough, exercise, and daily movement. If you follow those basic things, I promise you, your skin and your hair and your nails will be fine. You don't have to spend extra money on oils and lotions and potions and whatchamacallits to have healthy hair, skin, and nails and to look beautiful. Hygiene is self-care, but not all self-care is hygiene.
If you incorporate it as part of your self-care, you need to recognize that it's a beauty maintenance routine that you've incorporated for yourself. And a lot of this can be seen with skincare and a lot of other wellness girly habits that are proliferating. Oh, you know, skincare, skin health, but do you really need a 14-step routine? That's not really for the health of your skin. It's because you want to look a certain way. Do you really need to do gua sha? Does it really make you feel better? Or are you doing gua sha because you want your face to look different? Do you really enjoy doing dry brushing because it's doing wonders for your lymphatic system? Or is it because you want your skin to glow and you want to look radiant and you want to look beautiful? Are you putting rosemary oil in your hair because it's healthier for your scalp and hair? Or is it because you want to grow more hair and have more voluminous hair so you look more beautiful? Like, if you want to do these things, because, you know, being beautiful is pretty important to a lot of people, by all means, but stop selling it as wellness or taking care of yourself. You know what's taking care of yourself? Not being worried about aging, not being stressed that you're not doing all these 10-step nightly routines. You know what's taking care of yourself? Flossing and sleeping enough and talking to your friends.
There's actually like a tier list or like pyramid of like self-care, beauty maintenance things. The bottom would be like basic hygiene, like showering and sleeping and eating. The second tier being basic grooming, like skincare, makeup, hair, teeth whitening, nails. And then there's a third tier of professional beauty maintenance, like microblading, waxing, lash extensions, brow threading, tanning, facials, etc., which is very popular right now for the average woman on TikTok, it seems. Then we get to tier 4, which is non-invasive treatments like cosmetic dentistry, peels, Botox, filler, injections, and then tier 5, top tier, is plastic surgery. It seems like all of these things are now becoming extremely normalized to where we think it's all just one tier. Or maybe not one tier. I feel like it would be split into 2, which is like everyone should get mani-pedis and facials and waxings. And then a step above would be like Botox and filler, which is very, very normalized these days and is like something that the average person does now, not just celebrities and influencers.
I just want to know how we went from the body positivity movement to thinking that getting Botox is the same as getting acrylics. And I've been noticing it more and more because like I toggle back and forth from like on here to like YouTube. And it's like every YouTuber that I see lately has some type of Botox. And I'm like, you could not pay me to have my cheeks pointed from here to Texas. Do whatever the fuck you want to. But why are we convincing people that they need all these fillers and all these lifts? Y'all look a little terrifying at a certain point. I'm just gonna be honest.
And all these things, other than, I guess, maybe plastic surgery and maybe Botox, but I could even see people saying how Botox is self-care. Like, all of these things are now being considered as like self-care and wellness, when really it's a luxury. Like, getting your nails done is a luxury. I hate to admit it, I hate to tell you, but it is a luxury. If you can afford the luxury, amazing. But if you can't, like, you don't need it. And don't let women on TikTok tell you you have to, or that you do need it. I am still kind of at a loss with the whole high maintenance to be low maintenance rhetoric, because it does seem pretty high maintenance. Like, you know what I mean? I guess the idea is like, if you have these consistent appointments booked to keep up with your appearance, it allows you more time and space to think about or focus on other things. So it's like, well, I don't have to worry about doing my nails. I get my nails done every 2 weeks by someone, and then, you know, that allows me to occupy my time with other things. But you still have to go to the salon and spend time there, which can take a while. And if you're doing all these other beauty treatments, like getting your lashes and tanning and all these different procedures and services, that still takes a lot of time, and not everyone has that kind of time. Also, I think the idea is like, okay, if I have perfect skin from the laser treatments, from the micro needling, whatever, then I won't have to spend as much time doing my makeup because I already look flawless without it because of all these other procedures. Or if I have the filler, I don't need to put on makeup. So I think that's where the idea comes from, wanting to look effortlessly beautiful by putting in effort in a different area of beauty. So instead of putting an effort with your makeup, you're putting an effort with beauty treatments that other people do for you. So I think that's, I guess, where the low maintenance part comes in. The Refinery 29 article explains it a lot better than I just did. She says, influencers like Jazz Turner have almost convinced me that a high maintenance beauty schedule is actually a clever way to stay low maintenance on a daily basis. It's the beauty version of the phrase, you have to stay ready or get ready. In a viral video, Ramen Chic swore by her high maintenance to be low maintenance routine, which included weekly blowouts, brow lamination, monthly facials, and manicures to take the stress and time out of looking put together. In short, she's never caught slipping. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was trying to articulate. But again, you still have to do the maintenance. You still have to go to the appointments, which takes time. Also, it does kind of feed into this idea that like women have to look beautiful all of the time. Let's take away the process of getting ready. Let's just always be ready and beautiful all the time at any moment of the day, even when we wake up first thing in the morning, so we can be accepted by society or feel beautiful. And it's like, you don't actually have to stay ready. You don't have to be ready all the time. It's okay. You're allowed to look a little bummy sometimes. That's fine. But again, if you prioritize your health, if you prioritize exercise and a healthy diet, these things will kind of take care of themselves. And you only have, you can work out for like an hour a day. That's 1 hour out of your entire day, rather than spending multiple hours a week on various beauty maintenance services and whatever. If you've ever seen like a transformation, like a side by side of someone who wasn't working out before to someone who got really fit, even their face changes, like their skin gets better, they're glowing, they have more color to them. And when you have good blood circulation and you're healthy and you're moving your body, you do become more attractive. And you don't have to spend money to get fit. Like, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on a trainer or like an expensive gym. Like, you can be active and have a good diet for not that much money. And so this kind of brings me to my final point, which is kind of the conclusion I made with my other video about beauty. A lot of these services and products that are very expensive, it's like snake oil. They're trying to sell you this pipe dream of, oh, this one product, this one service will finally be the key to eternal beauty and youth that you've been like desperately searching for years. And it's like, no, all these things are just manufactured to make you insecure, so you stay a consistent and constant consumer for things that you don't really need. But no one's gonna make money by saying, oh, just drink water and exercise and have a good diet and get enough sleep and you're good. Those things seemingly take a lot of effort, and maybe in the beginning, if it's not a part of your routine, it does. But like, why not put in a little bit more effort to take care of your health first for cheaper than putting in all this effort and money into these never-ending services and procedures and products and routines. Like, you don't need a 14-step skincare routine. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you have cystic acne or if your face is peeling off. You do not need that. In fact, your face probably will peel off if you have a 14-step skincare routine. I know like skincare can be fun, and I think that's great. Like, if you have fun with it, amazing, but don't feel like you need to spend all this money and waste your precious life on a skincare routine so you like don't get wrinkles at 55. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like a little excessive. It's a little much, and we got to save our money these days. Like, money is tight, the economy is trash, and you know what is self-care? Paying your bills on time, having a credit score that is decent. That's my take. If you guys want to know more about my self-care routine, I have a vlog channel where I post vlogs here and there, and I just posted a vlog of my 5:30 a.m. morning routine and some of the habits that I do to stay glowing and beautiful and gorgeous and healthy. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. I also have a travel vlog. I went to Amsterdam and Berlin recently, so that should be up either now or very soon. And if you would like to support me, then check out my Patreon. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.